tomorrow. Thanks.
You got it, brother.
Coming up, this is a great story. And a day where you need something that maybe makes you feel good. Not the fact that a woman has been missing for some 21 years, but her sister refuses to give up searching for her. It's an amazing story. It has Ohio ties to it. And she is coming up next here on the Scott Sloan Show. Home of the Red, 700 WLW. Scott Sloan Show on the big one, 700 WLW. You know, I get unusual requests from time to time about things. And, maybe about 10% of it makes it to the air. Because at the end of the day, it has to be about ratings and revenue, helping people out first and foremost. And I received this call off the air from this lady in Florida. And she has been looking for her sister for 21 years. And she has reached out to just about every city, every market, and anyone who would listen in pretty much every state east of the Mississippi. And it's such a great story, I think, of perseverance and love that I think is important to share. Margaret Lamanna, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. You've been looking for your sister since 1994.
Yes, I have.
And she disappeared where?
She disappeared in Ocean City, New Jersey on January 8th of 1994. She had just broken up with her boyfriend, and she was found wandering the streets in sub-zero weather in Queens, where she resided. Was taken to an ER. They refused to admit her. She came to me. She fled out on a cold, desolate evening, and she was seen that evening. She was seen in May of 95, not too far from there, and she was seen in December of 95 in Lower Manhattan, Chambers Street subway.
And then the trail run cold?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Until I received a phone call on February 2nd from a woman in Rocky Mount, Virginia. She said, I saw your sister, and I spent 4 days with her. I was elated. But then I found out those 4 days were in October 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th of 2014.
Of 2014?
Yes, and she said, your sister was homeless. She was sitting on a bench. She was very confused. She did not know her name. She said that the truckers had kept her alive for 21 years, that she had traveled from New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia, West Virginia, Washington, D.C., and then North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, hitchhiking from truck stops to truck stops. She said that she had no ID. She did not know her name. She did not know how long she'd been away, but in her little suitcase, she had worn maps, really worn out old maps from those states that she had been to. She said, I'm looking for my family for a very long time. I can't understand why they can't find me.
Oh, my God. So you believe she's out there somewhere right now, and she, because of something that happened to her, mental defect or otherwise, that she can't remember where you are, and obviously you trying to find her is like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yes. Now, I'm a medical doctor, and I've researched this. Renee did not have any history of mental disorder. She had 1 or 2 panic attacks, but nothing out of the norm. What she has is called dissociative fugue, F-U-G-U-E disorder. It's an amnesia. It's a total memory loss that's triggered by an unbearable stress or a severe traumatic event, such as the breakup with the boyfriend after the 10-year relationship. And what's very unusual about this case is with this disorder, people usually get their memory back after short bursts of amnesia. Renee has lost her memory for 21 years. She did say her name was Renee Lamont. She said it was Darlene Hanson. She said it was Jean Smith, and she used my mother's birthday, August 3rd. So she has bits of memory. Jean is my mother's middle name. Her name is Renee Lamanna, so Renee Lamont is not too far off.
All right, so you're looking for her. She could be anywhere. She could be in the listening area. She could be anywhere in the East Coast, possibly. For a number of years, you said from 95 to, 2014, you hadn't heard anything. Did you think at that point your sister, sadly, was dead? Did you ever think there was a time where she was because people go missing all the time. We have a number of high-profile stories here in Cincinnati, Margaret, where people have gone missing, and we've either found the remains or not. But was there a point, okay, we're going to declare her dead, I've got to move on?
Never. I always knew, I've always known, I've always felt that my sister was alive, and I would never stop looking for her.
It was just kind of like a gut feeling you had.
Yes, and she told the people in Virginia, she said, God walks with me and God keeps me safe. She said she does not trust the police because they've shuffled her from one county to the other, from one park bench to the other. But she said the truckers have looked out for me for 21 years. They have fed me. They have given me money. The truckers are the heartbeat of America. This country would come to a standstill without truckers. I believe truckers, truck stops, your good people will find her and they will bring Renee home. It's important to mention that Renee is 5 feet 2 inches tall. She's 130 pounds. She does not drink. She does not smoke. She does not do drugs of any kind. She has muddy, gray, brown hair with little bangs. She wears very large, outdated, oversized reader glasses, which they may be on or off. Mm-hmm. She sometimes wears an ankle-length skirt or pants, and she was carrying a black suitcase with a broken wheel, a roller suitcase with a broken wheel, but that could change at any time. She's sweet and soft-spoken and harmless.
Okay. Here's the thing. On this radio station, 700 WOW, we have America's Trucking Network with Steve Summers. On the weekend, it's Bubba Bo. Have you reached out to those guys? Because many, many truckers listen to that show.
No, but I will talk to your producer and get their contact information and call them. Thank you.
Yeah, I will do that. And 21 years you've been looking for your sister. She is out there, alive and well, presumably. And it's got to be the most frustrating thing in the world for you, Margaret, to try and locate someone you love, who you thought I hadn't heard from in over a decade, and then reappeared again. Are you absolutely sure that the person in 2014 last year that spent 4 days that they positively identified your sister?
I am 100% certain it is Renee. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind. Every detail of the 4 days was exactly Renee.
And that gives you renewed hope. But at the same time, I imagine a lot of pain, too, because
it does.
You can't find her.
My brother died of cancer at the age of 14. My parents died looking for Renee. I'm the only person that can identify her because the police lost her DNA, fingerprints, and dental films. So my DNA is on CODIS, which is a police database for Renee as the closest same-sex relative. But that match is going to take 3 or 4 days to result. I looked at those pictures. I knew exactly it was my sister. Every single detail of that 4 days was precisely Renee. I must find her, and I need help because she has absolutely no resources at all. She has no money, no ID. She's confused. She doesn't know who she is or where she is, and she needs to be taken to an emergency room. If any of your viewers see her, please take a picture, call 911, and call me. My phone number is 561-339-2266.
339-2266 in the 561 area. Is there a website up with maybe a picture of her on it?
Yes, on Facebook, Renee, Renee Lamanna, Lamanna.
Right.
And on Twitter, at Renee Lamanna, on Tumblr, Renee Lamanna.
All right, I will. You know what I'll do is I'll like that page too, and then people go to my Facebook wall also. So, Margaret, this is an incredible story of perseverance, and I hope this comes to a happy ending for you, because this has got literally Lifetime movie all over it.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Good luck with the search for your sister, Renee Lamanna. Man, after a number of years, you would think at some point, too, you would go, that's it. She's obviously been abducted. Something terrible has befallen her, and she's dead. But to get a call, 11 years later, and all of a sudden it's like, now she's back in my life. She's out there. She was spotted last year. I couldn't imagine trying to find someone who doesn't know their name and know where they're supposed to be, and a diagnosed medical condition at that. All right, well, go to the Facebook page. Maybe you know this person.